you could do SEO smarter and faster. With Wix, you can edit your meta tag.
What's up, guys? We are live and back for another Indie Games podcast. Super excited to be back. We have got a returning member to join us back on the channel again as well. I'm excited for that very much. We will be welcoming back in a moment. But thank you so much, everyone who is joining us for another round of indie goodness. Very excited to be back doing this. As I say, we've got some Idea Xbox Showcase to be diving into today. Apologies, this one is a week behind schedule as I had to cancel, unfortunately. Life got in the way, but we are back now to bring it to you guys and basically just have a good old chat about indie games and hang out and enjoy some Sunday evening goodness, as I say. So yeah, thank you so much for joining us, guys. Everyone in the chat, you're legends. But firstly, I'm going to go over to my co-host Luke Still. It's been a while, brother. We always seem to say that, but how have you been? And thanks for joining me.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm very well. It has been a while, but it's overdue. But that's okay because it'll be a good show. Lots to talk about. And yeah, it's good to be back.
Fantastic, bro. That's awesome. Yeah, indeed it has. And we will definitely be making up for that today. Chatting some indie games, like I say, Idea Xbox Showcase, some games that we like the look of in that. And the Steam Next Fest as well. And the demo week from Xbox. But we're going to keep it quite loose today. We like to keep it loose. So yeah, we may drift off a little bit. But as long as we're chatting some indie goodness, bring us some suggestions if you want to talk about anything in the chat. If there's any topics you want to chat about, indie games, any specific indie games you're looking forward to, let us know. But this is something I'm very excited for. You guys probably will well know this chap very well on this channel, Judzilla, that is. And yeah, he's been on the channel before as a regular co-host. He took a little bit of time out, which I was very sad for. But obviously we need to do these sorts of things sometimes. But we have now got him back on the channel on the regular. This is going to be his first returning show as a regular co-host. So yeah, I'm just very excited to announce that Judzilla will be joining us on the regular again. And yeah, how are you doing, Juds? Thanks for joining us back on the regular, bro.
Yeah, no worries, mate. I'm doing fantastic as ever, as you can imagine. I am back, so if you didn't like me before, you're probably going to like me even less after this. So that's all good fun. The only thing that's changed is my fee's gone up, Indy. So I don't know if I told you that previously, but
it's banana fee, is it? Yeah,
you're still not paid mine, so you're not going to have much luck there.
Yeah, I know. I've got a massive arrears on that. Yeah, so Luke's been trying for a while.
Yeah. No, it's good to be back. It's good to see the chat, and obviously stuff. On the regular now we do this. It like you said, it's been a while, but hey. Let's get on it. Let's have some fun. We got some stuff to talk about. We've got an awesome chat as always. So we're going to get into it. We're going to talk some indie games. and just have some fun, baby. Let's roll.
Hell yeah, buddy. No, it's great to have you back. We've hung out obviously in the meantime a little bit, and great to have you back though on the show on the regular, because you always bring such an awesome positivity to it, and just a lot of fun actually all the time. But yeah, great knowledge too. So you're a great guy, and it's awesome to have you back, bro. Thank you very much for joining us. So yeah, chat in the house. Great to see some great names in there. We have got Stubbs Gaming returning as always. Thank you very much for being here, buddy. We've got Dragon Wolf in as well. Good to see you in, my friend. And Jubei Sensei, the man himself. Great to see you, my friend. Thank you very much for being here. Smokeback Official, one of the great regulars. Oh, it's just so good to see so many great names in. Meisuko, of course, as well, being the mod that he is, the legend that he is, and had a little bit of break as well. But it's awesome to see you in so many of the comment sections of my videos. So thank you so much for checking out and catching up, Meisuko. You're awesome. And it's so good to see you in the chat again. We have got Thimba in as well. Great to see you back in, my friend. Thank you for being here. And Joe, aka Flame. Great to see you actually using the aka Flame in your title of your name now, I see. So I might have to claim some royalties off of that, if that's okay. Because I always call you that. But yeah, great to see you in, my friend. And keep up the awesome work you're doing on the writing on the lordsofgaming.net. And Back from the Dead as well. Thank you for being here too. It's great to see so many legends in. We've also got Pyro as well. Before I miss someone, that would be horrendous. But thank you very much for being here, Pyro. Great to see you back in the chat too. So yes, I think before we do anything, any topic wise, we should have a little cheeky catch up. It's been a while, as I say. See what we've been playing, see if we've been up to a little bit. Maybe we'll go to Luke for this firstly. It's been a while, like I say. So any games that you've been playing lately that have been tickling your fancy, bro? Anything, especially on the indie scene, of course. You know I love it when you say the indie games, but of course anything else too.
I'm gonna let you down here.
Oh, no.
Which is to say, I've not actually. I've been really busy, so I haven't had a chance to play a lot.
Sure, yeah.
So at the moment, the only thing that I'm playing is Tears of the Kingdom.
Nice.
Which is kind of taking up.
It's a long old game now, I'm guessing. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I put it aside. So I got it. I got it, and I started playing it actually on a flight back from the US, because it was it came out the day I was flying. So I was like, that's quite a good time to dive into it. So I played it for a couple of hours on that, and then I played it for a little bit more when I got back. And then I think I put it down to play some other stuff because I was like, well, this is a really big game and I want to really dive into this, but I need to get through some other games that are coming out first. So I did that, and then I was like, right, now I'm going to go back. Now it's a bit of a lull now, right, in terms of July kind of into early August releases. There's some stuff, but it's calmed down a little bit. So I was like, okay, I'll go back to it. And since going back to it, I've just been completely addicted to it. It's kind of the only thing that I think about playing at the minute, because my time's limited. But that's the third thing that kind of springs to mind.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm really, really loving that. And I've played I don't know, maybe 45 hours of it, and I've really only scratched some of the stuff in this game. Yep. It's just crazy. It's really insane.
Amazing.
So the only indie thing I've done, which I mean we'll get into some of the stuff, but one of the things I wanted to plug, which was fantastic, which I saw in the last few weeks, was the NoClip Immortality documentary.
Shout. Yeah, I like it.
Which is, I mean, if anybody's played Immortality and really loved it, as I think we all did, I think Judson probably loved it as well if you played it.
Yep.
But that's like an 1.5-hour documentary going into the making of that game.
Yeah.
It has interviews with Man and Gage and all of the other actors.
Yep.
And it's fantastic. It's super interesting, and I just thought it was a cool documentary.
It's really good. They are so good. NoClip. I knew that combination had to be epicness, didn't it? Really, the combination of, especially with the type of game that it is as well, to see the methods used was really interesting, I thought. And I watched that as well, by the way. It was an amazing documentary. I couldn't wait to watch that as soon as I saw it. It's just interesting insights, and to hear about Sam Barlow, and they didn't actually know a lot. Some of them didn't know a lot about the actual game, did they? Until kind of they got into it as well. It's interesting processes.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting the way that he kind of put that project together. And also, like the talk of the production team who were interviewed, having to, like make everything like make essentially free film versions of Marissa Marcel, and all the props related to 3 different films from very different time periods, and
I know
all of that stuff. It was super interesting, and then also the actors in it as well, saying, particularly Manon Gage, being like, it was really difficult because like you've got to pick up where Marissa Marcel is in the context of the story, and then the context of the film. You've got it must have been a really challenging project, but I think the results speak for themselves, don't they? Because it's an incredible game.
It's an truly like masterpiece level game, definitely, and unique. It's just the way the whole concept of it. It's like Sam Barlow's tackled it like like a piece of I don't know, it's a piece of art rather than thinking it's a game and they're going to fit within the confines of a game. It's sort of like, I'm just going to do whatever this is kind of thing, and what it's become is something almost its own thing, isn't it? Like rather than a game, it's not a film, it's not a game, it's not anything really. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's its own. I mean, it's I think it's a Sam Barlow game, which is to say it's a really hard thing to describe. I think if you say to someone who's played Sam Barlow games, it's one of his style games, you would probably get what that means. But if you haven't, it's a really hard thing to describe.
Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, it's I can't wait for his next project, whatever that is. I think that's going to be really cool.
Yeah, it's going to be insane. I want to check that out for sure. Yeah, I mean, great shout out on that because it's such an interesting documentary, and always I recommend subscribing to NoClip, of course, the amazing work they do. Yeah. Did you see that video that they were talking about, that they've got all this old footage and they're going to be restoring it? That's crazy.
Which is incredible. Yeah, which is so. I mean, it's super cool.
Oh God, yeah, it's amazing. That's what they're going to find in there. Like, I've already found some great finds, haven't they? But their devotion is impressive. But yeah, that's a great shout, though. Definitely check out that documentary, guys. First, check out the game, though, if you haven't already, of course, because it's a bit of a major spoiler alert.
I think you have to play the game before you watch the documentary, because they will reveal basically everything. So yeah, don't watch the documentary if you haven't played the game. Play the game first.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, totally fascinating. Amazing people who really threw everything into it completely, and you have to respect every single person who was part of that, I think. So yeah, great shout. Lovely start there. So yeah, that's all of your stuff basically you've been up to then, really, and it's quite a good amount of stuff. So yeah, good stuff. Good stuff, my friend. So Judsy, baby, what have you been up to? Have you been playing many games lately over the last sort of month or so, I suppose you could say?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, like we were saying previously, everything's been pretty crazy lately, and like Luke's, I've not had so much time, but I think we've been treated pretty well by Game Pass recently. I'm a big advocate of Game Pass, let's be honest, but they're really bringing some great stuff on the indie side. So there's a game that someone mentioned in the chat, and I'm just trying to find it now, and I can't find it. So that's great. There it is. So Paul S, thank you, my friend.
Is it Figment 2? Oh no, sorry. Fist. Yes. Great shout. Love that. Yeah, great.
In Shadow Torch. My word, what a great game. I mean, there's so much that you got to love about this game. The graphics, the story,
Metroidvania design.
Metroidvania design, yeah. So it's definitely one for you, my friend.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, it's got some. I wouldn't exactly call it, crazy. I need to say puddles then, which is really odd. It might have some crazy puddles in later that you disappear into and go to another level. You never know.
Portals, puddle portals.
Puddle portal, exactly. So no, it's got I would say it's got crazy puzzles, but it's got some really good areas that you have to think your way through, and like little set pieces, and you're getting chased around by massive drills and things and laser beams. It's awesome. I really like it. So playing that's one of them for sure. Figment 2, as you said that, and we're on all the Fs. Let's go with the Fs.
Yeah, you've got a whole alphabet of games here coming.
Yeah, this is it. Yeah, I've got a Rolodex with all the with all the indie games.
Yeah.
But I've only got Fs in there, so we're going to Fs again. Yeah. So Figment 2, Creed Valley, interesting. I didn't play. I'm presuming there's a first one. Seeing this is called Figment 2. I didn't play the first one. But I've started playing this. I've gotten to the second area, if you like. I don't really call it level, but the second area. Interesting thing about this, which I didn't realize when I started playing it, and I just went in completely blind and just like sort of turned my brain off. And interestingly, it's set in the human brain or the human mind, and all the stuff you have to do. It's an action adventure game. If you've not played it in the chat, so I just seen Stubbs say Puddlegate. That's actually pretty funny for you, Stubbs. That's pretty good.
Gotta get a slag off of Stubbs in there somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. Okay. I'm loud apparently.
Yeah, I've just edged you down a touch on my Discord. You've actually been boosted from last time. That's probably why. So don't worry about anything your end.
I've got a new mic.
Cool.
So
okay, cool.
Helps. So Figment 2, pretty good. I hate musicals in life, basically. I remember we had Lady Foxfire was talking about musicals.
Yeah.
I really hate musicals. And this has a little bit of that in it, but it's not too bad, to be honest with you.
Yeah, some of the boss battles with like music elements to it and stuff like that.
Yeah, they're kind of, there's one, the first kind of boss battle that you get through. This is Giant Pig, basically.
Yeah.
This is going to sound like a fever dream, but it's true. There's this massive giant pig, and he's singing there's lots of like heavy metal going on, so I'm loving that. And he's sort of singing like, I'm gonna get you and all this stuff. And I'm not gonna do it because I couldn't do it justice. But
next video you can do it.
Next video, that'll be it on my channel. It'll be a dedication to that. Inspired by Figment 2 is my next.
That's a good shout.
Yeah. So that's been good. And then of course on the PC side, I've not had a massive amount of time I bought a bunch of games in the Steam sale.
Sure, yeah.
I've been back onto Batora Lost Haven, which was one of the ones I was kind of raving about.
Yeah, I remember, yeah.
Really like that. But to be honest with you, we'll talk about the demos later.
Yep.
But there's a couple on there that you were talking about in one of our top 30s.
Yep.
Dark, which I need to go and play.
Oh, yeah, nice.
And Only Up is the one that I was suggesting.
Cool, yeah. I remember,
I've still not had a chance to boot that up yet, which is annoying.
Yeah.
But we have played some other stuff on there anyway. And we played some ID Xbox games that we're going to be talking about shortly. So I shall leave it there because I believe you got a super chat.
Yeah, I was just going to get to that actually. Yeah, thank you very much. And great shouts there for sure. We've got lots to dive into in a second. But thank you so much to Stubbsy Baby bringing in the super chat. Goodness, thank you very much, my friend. That's very kind of you. And even kinder words, the Dream Team. There we go. With Judzilla back as a co-host. Yes, fire, baby. Yeah, thank you very much. That's very kind of you, Stubbs. We appreciate your support greatly. Yes, we are definitely in a dream world or some kind of dream sense. But we appreciate your kind words. Thank you, buddy. And yes, thank you so much, everyone who's joining us as well in the chat. We've got Rescue Squad Culp coming through too. So yeah, some lovely kind comments coming in the chat as well. You guys are on fire in there. I love it. Yeah, so I can see Paul S has been playing, like you say, Fist, which has been a game actually, which I've been like keeping an eye on for ages on Steam. It's been in my wish list. I was waiting for it to drop into a sale. If it hadn't gone on to Game Pass, I would have bought it this time on sale in Steam, if you know what I mean. It's quite funny. Yeah, but the Game Pass came through for that, so it saved the day. I would have got it at half price on Steam, which is quite good anyway. But yeah, it was definitely a game that I had my eye on, so I'll be checking that out at some point for sure, because like, you know, I love Metroidvanias, and that one does look really cool. I think actually Raylia checked it out a while back as well. It's got like a 3D sort of 2D-ish sort of thing going on, hasn't it? Is it all on the 2D plane that you play it? Is that right?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, it does look really, really fun actually. So yeah, I'll check that out for sure. But the one I've been playing personally is I've gone back into, if you check out my Twitter, you'd probably know this already, but I've dived back into Ghost Song, which is another Metroidvania. So yeah, like that's on Game Pass still, by the way, guys. So take your opportunity while it's there, because it's a really cool game. And if you like Metroidvanias, and if you've maybe played Hollow Knight, or you've played Ori or something else, and you're looking for another game in that sort of vein, I really recommend Ghost Song. It's got a really cool vibe. Obviously, if you just like Metroid and things like that, you'll know all about this sort of thing. It's got that Metroid vibe. It's it's that design. It's very much a cool atmosphere in it, as in it's very rich in atmosphere. And yeah, just really well done. It's got that sort of kind of desolate almost vibe that Hollow Knight has. It's done in a really nice way. The visuals actually really stunning in it, and as well, recommend playing it on a big screen and properly doing it. Yeah, so yeah, like check it out through Game Pass on PC or Xbox, or check it out on Steam. It's actually, if you're a Humble Bundle, Humble Choice they call it now, don't they, subscriber, it's also available in their Vault too, so check it out through that if you're on PC only, and check it out that way if you're on Humble, basically. Yeah, but yeah, it's a really cool game, Metroidvania. I'm seeing it through now, because I played it quite a bit through and then sort of stopped because another game came along, and been desperate to get back to it really, and now I am, and yeah, looking forward to seeing it through, as it's just a really nice Metroidvania with the sort of vibes of Hollow Knight, as like I say. But also, like, rather than it being you're attacking with the sword and stuff, of course you've got the long range weaponry in this one, and stuff like that. But the leveling up system feels satisfying. It does everything you'd want it to do, and like I say, the visuals are actually really, really nice too. But yeah, otherwise, what I've been playing, I mean, some demos and stuff every night. It's been a crazy busy time for all of us, I believe, by the sound of things. I was about to say myself, but I played a bit of Redout 2 actually, randomly. Don't know if you've played that, Juds. Yeah, have you played Redout?
The racing game.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
Nice.
It kind of scratches the Wipeout itch a little bit.
Yes, definitely.
I don't think anything really has touched Wipeout as far as getting the feel right, but it's really good fun. Yeah,
it's nice, smooth game in it as well. It's pretty cool. The reason I got that actually was it's a really cool bundle on Humble again. Actually, it was like I'm talking about Humble a lot today, but there's a cool arcade bundle which has got Redout. It's also got Trail Out as well, which is like almost. It's another racing game, but it's kind of like, but it's like Burnout style, I would say. I reckon you might want to check that bundle out, Judsy, if you, because obviously you're the racing fan and that. But it's got what else has it got in it as well? It's got Mortal Kombat 11 in there and House of the Dead as well, which is quite cool. It's like an arcade bundle thing. But yeah, there's some cool bundles on Humble as always. But yeah, definitely some cool games in that. Yeah, Grime is another game actually. I think you play Grime. Haven't you,
do you know what? It is another terrible confession.
Is it?
Yeah. I bought Grime. There was someone on Twitter that, and we've spoken about it, and it is on one of the shows again we did last year, I think. And someone on Twitter reviewed it and said this is a really cool game. I bought it. I've still not booted the damn thing up yet.
Oh really? Yeah, it's always the way though, isn't it? But like, I wasn't into it at first, and I've become more and more into the look of it. Again, it's Metroidvania, so I'm a one trick pony, it seems. But it's like it does look cool, and I picked it up because it was in the Humble of the month again. I'm going to stop talking about Humble now. That's the last time. It was the Humble bundle of the month. It was in there. So that was a good pickup for me actually. But yeah, in general, like I say, most of my time I've been playing. Ghost Song, and I highly recommend checking that one out, guys. Shout out to our man Scott in the house. We are missing you, brother. Obviously you're wondering why he's not on the show today, guys. He is not feeling too well, so was definitely looking forward to talking to you today in particular, I have to admit, because I know Scott has been playing a little bit of the old Hollow Knight, so we will save that for another day when we dive into all of your chat about Hollow Knight. I cannot wait to chat about it with you. But yeah, I hope you're enjoying Hollow Knight, Scott, and I hope you're feeling okay and feeling better soon. Like I say, we'll miss you, and I'm sure we'll be back to normal for next time. But yeah, a shout out to Shizno Elite as well. Fist is really good. I got the Steelbook version for my PS5. I didn't know there was a physical, actually. That's nice. Fantastic stuff. And Scott's saying about Sea of Stars. He's checked out the demo of that. We'll talk about that a bit later, actually, because I know Scott did play that all the way through as the demo. Enjoyed it greatly. I think we should get cracking, really, guys, into maybe our first topic. And quite unconventionally, maybe you could say, we thought we would be a bit, we thought we would, because on this channel, what we want to do with the podcast is we want to share out the kind of like the podcast as it's a co-host thing. I don't want it to be me and then everyone else is there. I want to be everyone involved. So I know Juds is coming back onto the podcast for his first time, but he's also been on it before. And we thought we might throw it over to Juds to sort of lead the topic for the first one. And as a true professional that he is, and the legend, he's going to step up and give that a whirl and lead the Idea Xbox Showcase topic that we're going to kick off with. So yeah, basically, over to you, Judzy, my friend.
Thank you. Well, I think the first thing to say before we start talking about Idea Xbox for the chat, and I think you'll agree, is when Scott is back and healthy and the Hollow Knight chat discussion happens, myself and Luke are going to kick back with some premium lager for about 2.5 hours while you two chat. And yeah, it'll just be
well, you could join
time.
in. I mean, if you need to get on there as well, don't you, Juz? I think
no, well, Steve, I've thrown myself into the pit of wolves here.
You've just signed yourself up for Hollow Knight.
No, I've got a certain amount through Hollow Knight.
You have. I forgot.
Yeah, I unlocked a bunch of areas, but there was one bit I was stuck on, and I'll be honest, for some reason I don't know what it is like with my motor control. There's some jumps you have to do where you press down and jump or press down and attack.
Oh yeah, the pogo. Yeah,
you know that. Yeah, there's a section I can't get past to get to the next area, and I was just about to throw the controller at.
So you were going across spikes or something where you was the pogo attack, was it? Or?
Yes, I think that was spikes. Yeah.
Those ones might not, they're not always essential, I don't think. If you're quite early, you don't probably find that you could explore somewhere else and open up, because it's quite an open game actually. But we won't go into too much depth for you now. But yeah, like I said to Scott when he was doing the, I think he was at the, what boss was he? He was at a boss, and I said, go explore, come back and take them on later. And yeah, like I say, that's a good thing about the game. If you don't want to beat your head against the wall too much, if you're losing, come back a bit stronger, explore the world, level up a bit, and yeah, you might just find that it just works next time or whatever. But yeah, I recommend diving back in. You're probably scratching the surface, I reckon, because so many people think they're quite far into the game when actually they're at the start of the game, because it's quite a beefy game, if I'm honest.
It is a big game,
yeah. Oh yeah, that's where he was. Scott was at the Mantis Lords. That's where he was, and that is such a majestic boss fight. That is. It's incredible. If you get the rhythm down, you've got it, basically. And Scott got there in the end, I think. So nice one, Scott. Anyway, Judzy Baby, take it away, my friend.
Sorry, that was half my fault, but yeah.
It was a little bit.
I'll always take your side, Scott, by the way. He's saying I need to pick a side when you two argue about it. So I'll take his side just to wind you up. So.
Be the media.
Right. Okay. ID at Xbox Showcase. So as we all know, as the chat knows, I think probably one of the biggest problems anybody's had with this is the format of the show. They showed 20 titles at this, and there was a massive variety of titles. They had things like Axiom Verge 2, which is obviously a very, very well-known game that everyone's expecting, everyone's looking forward to. Everspace 2, for example, Soar Through the Stars. Everspace 2, crazy. Yeah, well, it's not crazy. It was just there. Sea of Stars, we've talked about a little bit in the chat tonight, and again, we'll talk a little bit more about it as we go through this. But things like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I wasn't expecting that, honestly. The new Vampire Survivors 4-player, Coach Cowop. Wow,
that is amazing. No, you should call
and
it
here
that.
ends my leading the topic.
No, you're doing amazing. You're smashing this. You've already beaten me.
I appreciate you coming to my TED Talk, which is how not to speak in public. And of course, a game we will be talking about later. Well, I bamble on about the variety of games they had there. Worldless. I've got some thoughts about that, so we'll talk about that a bit later. But yeah, so I think the first thing as a group we would talk about, and really in the chat, please let us know what you think about the format, because it's always the biggest thing when people go to these shows, watch these shows.
Yeah,
it's like, I really like the games, but the format sucks. I think Xbox did a fantastic job this year with their quote unquote E3.
Yeah.
So I just seen Scott's comments about bananas. Don't make us bring back the banana, Scott, because we will attack you with it,
It's gotta...
and it won't. And it's not going to be pretty. If you haven't seen that, guys, the top 30 we did on Indy's channel, go and watch it. Give it a thumbs up. Share it to your friends, and laugh at Scott's banana. That's all I'm going to say.
Exactly. That's definitely a good hook. That is surely intrigued after that.
Well, I'll bring it back again because I tend to like get distracted like a magpie.
So good, I like it.
Object.
That's so good.
Homer with a donut, so that's always good fun.
Yeah.
But yes. So the format, I think Meisuko has got it absolutely right there in the chat. He said he liked it more than the Twitch format. I'll give you my quick opinion, then I'll obviously want to open up to you guys. But my opinion was, yes, I did like it more than the Twitch format. I still didn't like the format particularly. It was still too strung out. There was still too much of the people babbling in between for me. And they showed some really good stuff. Some of the games they didn't dwell on long enough, and then some again were dragging on. So I'm going to ask Luke. I'm going to throw it over to my friend Luke and say, what did you think of Idea Xbox, the games, the format, and general thoughts, mate?
Well, it was better. I must admit, I didn't stick around to watch the full thing. It was still too long for me, and I think it still suffers. The problem they have is that Nintendo have perfected the formula for a short show showing lots of games, and particularly the Indie World show. That is the perfect formula. It's not too long, it's detailed enough, and you get to see loads of good games, and you walk away from it thinking, yeah, I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, they don't want to directly copy that approach. They want to do their own thing, which is fine. But that doesn't mean I have to like it, basically. So I think it's better than it's much better than the Twitch format. That was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. But it's still too long. It's still too topsy-turvy. There are still too many long segments on there. And they just need, for me, I would just be happy with a proper 30 to 40-minute recorded show, No, I don't need a presenter, in person. I just need a voiceover guiding me through, the rest of it. So, format wise, it was okay. It was better than they've done before, which is good. At least they listened in that regard. But there's still a ways to go. Game wise, it was pretty good. There was some good stuff there, I thought. Again. Nothing particularly stand out for me, but I think the way that they did some of the deeper dives on some of these games was interesting. Yes, we'll talk. I'm not going to mention any in a minute because I'm sure we'll naturally talk about them. But yeah, there was some good stuff there. So yeah, I think look, I mean, it's decent. It was decent enough, but I'm not. I think the thing is now I don't really see those shows as must-watch shows. Yeah. I think I always kind of prefer to see what's happened. Like the Indie Worlds, I will always, if I've got the chance, I will always try and catch those as they come up because they tend to be very good.
Absolutely.
And they're a condensed format.
They respect your time, don't they?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Whereas this is like it's a real commitment, to sit down with these shows. And I sometimes I just don't think it's worth it. And that's not really the games that they're showing. I don't mean in that sense. I'm more meaning that, it's not worth suffering through 14 personalities on screen having cringe banter to see one gem, like I don't see the point in that. So yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah,
that's a good point. And I think Indy, I'll ask you practically the same question, format and games, but let me throw this in first. And to Scott's point, to Luke's point about the length of it and the format and some of the comments there, let me ask you this: do you think that some of those problems and not copying the way Nintendo do it, which I think we all agree, if you're going to do it, one of the short directs, that's definitely the way to do it.
Yeah,
it doesn't seem to me. I'm going to give my own opinion there, so I'll leave it.
That's
but
right,
I'll ask you the question. Do you think that the format is forced because they're partnering with people like IGN? And please give us your thoughts on the format and the games that they showed.
Yeah, man. A lot of people have got a problem with IGN, it seems anyway, haven't they? I don't know how about you guys. I'd be interested to know what you think about that. I'm not massively bothered about that. I mean, it does seem a bit weird it's IGN for one thing, I suppose, but I'd rather they just put on their own thing like Nintendo. I feel it's too long. I mean, the scary thing is, right, you've got me, you've got Luke, and probably yourself, Judge, as well, saying that it's too much for us, and we're like hardcore indie game fans, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's worrying, isn't it? You know what I mean? I'm even saying that as well, you know me. I was like, can't really be bothered with this, you know what I mean? That's scary. I'd really look forward to an ID at Xbox Showcase previously when, but it's just not happening. It's not concise. It's just, it's better. I agree with that for sure. But it's still not right in my opinion. Again, I'm the same. I just wish they would just basically do what Nintendo. I'm saying exactly what Luke said, unfortunately, but I totally agree with him.
It's a fair comment.
We've
And I
been
think
saying it a
what you
while
said
anyway,
about-
I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I think everyone agrees
Yeah,
with that. And
yeah.
what you said about IGN, I mean, yeah, okay, people can have thoughts about IGN either way. They might like them, they might hate them, but I think it's the fact that they're partnering with these external. When Xbox did their showcase for their, the main showcase in the summer, it's like, here we are, we're Xbox and Bethesda showcase. Let's go. It's not partnered
Yep.
with Doritos.
Yes.
Partnered with whatever.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything funny now, but
Knickknacks.
it's that forced partnership.
Yeah, no,
Partnered with the man from Del Monte's Bananas.
Yeah.
But I think it's the forced partnership with IGN or Twitch or whoever it is. I think that's always going to be an issue. If Xbox did the Idea Xbox show just on their own, like they did the summer showcase, they would fix all this and copy Nintendo because everyone copies each other. We've seen that already. But anyway, I've interrupted you there, mate. So please. go
No,
ahead
it's
about
all
the games.
good. It's all good. Yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe we'll dive into the games in a bit more detail. But I mean, just generally speaking, the games were actually. I'm gonna have to be honest again. I think Luke might even have liked it a little bit more than me on the game front. I wasn't blown away by the games. I mean, my highlight game was a game I played at EGX called Worldless, which is definitely a cool game. But the rest of them, I don't know. No, it's not. I mean, you've got some games on there. I'm just like a bit like meh about all of them, really. That sounds terrible to say that, but it could be packaging that's not excited me about them as well. That's the worry. I mean, yeah, there's some cool games there, if I'm 100% honest, but there wasn't any excitement for it, and I knew about Worldless already. There wasn't anything new, I don't think, in this show or anything like that. I don't expect the world either. I mean, we've got Everspace 2. That's been knocking about for a while. It's been in early access, I think, and I'm not sure if it was just on PC and this is the first time that the Game Pass announcement came along or something. I don't know. So yeah, I mean, they're doing good with the Game Pass stuff as always. I don't know. They just need to condense this down, edit it, have a voiceover. Short and sweet little nuggets of info, and you could do it in 20 to 30 minutes. I think what has been drawn out over this time. Yeah, I mean the IGN thing I think is simply because they want to get a lot of eyes on it, I would say.
Yeah,
would you agree with that? That's just
I'd agree with that. Yeah, but for me, I think if you're Xbox and you're pushing Idea Xbox, then you should be able to drum up the sort of excitement for it yourself.
I know.
But
yeah,
even after presented by IGN, like I think splash screens, transition screens in between the videos and stuff, and say presented by IGN,
yeah,
presented by whatever.
They just had trailers and then had talking in between. It was a kind of almost similar format to before, but it's just a lot more condensed. But it just, yeah, you could have it much tighter. Like there's a lot of editing. They need someone on board, which is a good editor and so a good video producer who can just like pull it all together and make it just do again. I don't want to keep saying it, but it's just do what Nintendo do, and that's what they need to do. And just with the Xbox branding all over it, make it shine. And yeah, do you think they're resisting to that intentionally then, Luke? Is it kind of like you think they know that almost, but they're just resisting it?
I don't know if they're resisting it. It feels like they just can't be bothered.
Right,
Like
yeah.
it's easier to do like a collaboration show, and I guess have someone else pick up most of the production element of it, rather than do your own edited version in house. That's what it feels like. Anyway, I don't know if that's true. That's pure speculation on my part, but
Yeah.
that to me, that's the only explanation for continuing to do a collaboration above doing your own show. So I don't think necessarily they're resisting just copying Nintendo because they want to be unique. It's more they just don't want to that much effort into
it's
into
probably
a show.
that. Yeah, I would agree. Definitely.
Which either way, irrespective of why it is, they should just do what Nintendo do. Like I just can't understand it because it's not as if there isn't a perfect template out there of how to do this and how to still attract views. So
it's probably just
strange,
because
isn't it?
they need the right people. That costs money, and it's just the amount of time they need to devote to do it. And they think, oh well, IGN, they'll just do it, and then they can, it's a team up thing, and they'll take care of all that work for us, kind of thing. It's probably just a little bit lazy, really, in the sense that they're not actually taking it into their own hands. When it does,
sounds like a good theory.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead, my friend.
No, I was just going. It's a good theory, but there's something Scott said in the chat where he's talking about the production lead that came from IGN that did the E3 show. I think he's talking about Tina Amini. Tina Amini.
Oh, okay.
She's the woman that interviewed Keanu. I think
that
was her. And yes, you're absolutely correct. She's definitely got the talent to do it because she did a great job for the showcase. I would suggest that giving her this as well as the main showcase is probably too burdensome. Too much of a time sink for one person. But yeah, the collaboration thing sounds like a pretty good shout, to be honest with you. Which is good and bad, I suppose. But they need to find the right partner.
Yeah. It's a bit frustrating, but yeah, at least they're trying some things, I suppose. But it feels like they're trying to avoid the obvious, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Just do the thing.
And that's what's surprising because like you have the Nintendo, Microsoft, Sony, they copy each other on things like controllers, approaches to different things. Then there was cloud and look at movement controllers and all that. I was talking about a format for a show, and idea Xbox show. I don't know why they don't just go, okay, let's do it. But hey,
and I think as well they've shown the capacity to change the format of their shows and listen to people who have complained about them. If you look at their main show, right, which used to be just not very good, and they had lots of issues, and then they have one, from a few months ago, is in their E3 show, quote unquote. Which is one of the best ones they've done in a long time, at least in terms of format and length and all that stuff. And that was through direct feedback and listening and adjusting accordingly. And it seems like people have complained about their idea Xbox shows for so long.
Yeah.
And they are going in the right direction, but they don't seem to want a hard pivot to the correct solution, which seems obvious. So
exactly.
I don't know how much longer it's going to take for them to actually understand that and just give people what they want, So
yeah, because they used to make these little I don't know if you remember this, quite a while ago. They used to make these little videos with maybe like 8 indie games that are coming to Xbox.
Yeah,
remember those?
Yeah.
And that is the format, but just extend it a little bit. And that's it, done. You know what I mean?
Well, those are the ones that had thingy in them. Was it Chris Charler? Did he pop up in those as well, or was that a different video? Because I remember there was a video format he did as well, which were pretty good, but I can't quite remember.
I remember him popping up on one thing, and he was in a room with a old school Pete, like
Yeah.
PC and some cool gadgets and stuff. Is that the one you're
Yeah.
thinking of? He had like
Maybe.
he had the you know that
It's quite a while ago.
yeah. It is in his his house, by the way. This is there is collectibles, I think. Does that sound familiar? No.
Yeah, ish.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember the ones where they had like a couple of games and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
they were, you know, the ones that you're referring to, they were cool.
Yeah, I think I can't quite remember. But yeah, the ones that they used to put them out and just on the channel and stuff, and they used to be quite good.
Yeah.
And like I say, that's it. All we need to do is just make a bit more of those, and
Yep.
then that would be it. Really, it's just a shame because it's not hard to do, really.
No.
You know, for the people who've got the skill and that, you know, they've got community managers and all sorts, haven't they? They've got people in that department. Yeah, they've clearly got what it takes, and if not, they just hire a couple of people, and there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and here's the other thing: if they have to go down the partnership route, then just give them a template and say, "Listen, this is how we want to do it. Go away, put your adverts and your transitions in between the videos, produce it how you want, but it needs to be a lot more compact. It needs to be basically like Nintendo.
Yeah.
And, you know, off you go. So that I think in these collaborations, their partners must have a say in how the format goes. Like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, we want people.
I
in
think
there and
I think they do it all. I think they just say you do it how you want to do
Yeah.
it, and then it just happens. Basically, you know what I mean? I think that they have all the same, pretty much. I would guess.
yeah, you're probably right.
Um,
Well,
yeah.
I
Sorry
I
for that.
think no,
Depressing.
You're good. How dare you?
Yeah.
I think we're good on our format discussion. Unless you guys have got any last thoughts, I'm going to move on to
Should we?
the games.
I was just thinking, should we have a little look at the chat, maybe, because there's quite a lot of awesome chat people in today. Saying some stuff if you want.
Absolutely.
Any comments that you've seen in there we want to read out? Because I think people were pretty on fire. I mean, have we got any comments? Well, maybe we'll tell you what. We'll keep an eye on it from now, shall we? And then if there's any comments, we'll make sure we bring those in, shall we? And we can move
Yeah.
forward. What do you reckon?
I think someone's winding someone else up about buying Sega.
I did see that, yeah. I was like, maybe I won't read that one. Scott's got one here. Let's bring him into the show. You're here, really. He says, should they get IM8-bit or Double Fine to do more regular date of the devs? That's quite a good shout, actually. Or have them do it Double Fine and first party after all. That's a really good shout, actually. Because they do that anyway, don't they? That's bloody good. I like that.
I tell you what, let's start a petition.
Yeah, that's a really cool idea. Yeah, it's great, Scott. I love it. You're onto something there. That just makes a lot of sense because they're already doing it, but it's just whether they would want to break away from their traditional format that they do. I did just hear a little chime. I don't know why that came on because I don't think I see anything on the screen. Did you hear a chime? I don't think you hear that as well, do you?
I didn't hear it.
It was
I
a
didn't hear
super
it,
chat
no.
chime, but there's no super chat, so maybe a subscriber. That might be what it was. Sorry. So whoever, if you did just subscribe, anybody, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Good stuff. Yeah. So sorry, Jazz, I've just taken it away. You carry on, my friend.
No, you all good. Oh, Scott said they did hear the jingle.
Oh, really? Okay, cool. Nice.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Good.
I just noticed that one subscriber has gone up. Actually, just quickly, sorry, I keep taking over here. So I want to say one quick thing. The last two videos, by the way, guys, on the channel have done really, really, really well. And just want to say a massive thank you to anyone who's checked out the videos, the top 15 indie games from Showcase season, and also the one I done with Scott and Juds for the top 30 Steam sale pickups, basically. Those two videos have done really, really well, and they're continuing to do really, really well. So I just want to say a massive thank you to all of you guys for checking it out, if you've checked it out, basically, and any of the new subscribers, as there's been quite a lot of new subscribers. I really appreciate you for subscribing, basically. So thank you very much for that. And let's just quickly shout out Mr. Domez, because I didn't do so earlier. Great to see you in, my friend. Thank you for being here. Judsy baby.
Alrighty. Well, you made a comment a little bit earlier at the beginning of this topic, which I was quite surprised at, about, you know, you weren't particularly impressed with some of the games. The reason I was surprised is because they did have Jackbox Party Pack 10. So, you know, I don't know what you're talking about, but let's talk about the games then, because that's
Cool.
what we care about, really. So,
Sounds good.
as I said, they had 20 titles in the show itself, and of course there was the demo week. So let's go back to Luke, I'm not sure how much time you've had, Luke, to play any of the demos from the Idea Xbox event. If you have, tell us about them. If you haven't, tell us about what caught your eye specifically.
Well, this is going to be fairly quick because I've played precisely 0 demos.
Thanks, Luke.
for
Indy.
that.
You played Viewfinder. You played Viewfinder.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, well,
Yes,
that was
you did.
that was from. I thought you meant from the Xbox.
Oh, sorry.
demo
So are we
week,
talking
so,
Xbox
yeah.
specific first, or are we doing both? It's
We are
whatever.
doing Xbox specific.
Oh,
but
okay.
it's okay.
Just to annoy him.
From Xbox specifically, I've played 0 demos, unless I guess you could kind of side count. I played the Sea of Stars demo
Okay.
before it came on, because they released that
We
prior to
can
the
let you
Xbox
have that
so-
one for sure. Yeah, we got it on the
Yeah,
screen as
so-
well for you, so that's ideal.
Oh, there you go. So fantastic. Look at that. A well-oiled machine.
The magic.
The
I'll
magic.
tell you, it's like clockwork.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
it seems like we're
um,
bumbling around it, but it's actually all planned. So we're
yeah,
good.
it's all planned. So yeah, I played this at least a month prior to it being part of the Xbox demo thing. And it's really good actually. It's very, very good. As you can see, I guess on screen, the art style is just tremendous, really. It's really fantastic. It looks so vibrant. I actually played this on I played this on the Switch, on an OLED Switch, and it is just an astonishingly good looking game on an OLED screen on
Nice.
handheld. It's really cool. It's basically a kind of classic JRPG template game, which is fairly rare these days. Proper turn based. Cool story, fantastic music. The combat is really good because it's quite quick for a turn-based game. I think this will be very, very good. I've got good hopes for this. I think if the story can land as well, which I always think is a big part of these games, if the story can land, it could be a really good game.
Good chance with Sabotage making it, I would say. The Messenger is a great sort of story elements to it. So yeah, I reckon you'll be sorted on that front. It looks cool. I know Scott played this, didn't he? We had a little chat about it actually, but it didn't unfortunately materialize into a video like it might have done initially. But we had a nice chat about it, Scott, so I appreciate you for doing that. And I know you loved it as well from the chat. I'm sure you'll give your thoughts on this one. Yeah, you're saying actually right now that really enjoyed the Steam demo too. Agree completely about the art style, music and combat. Yeah, music in the Messenger again was an amazing experience on that side of things. And it's the only thing bothers me, which is not bothers me, but it's just a shame for me, I suppose, it's not really my sort of game turn based. And that's just on me, obviously. It's just a shame because the Messenger was one of my favorite Metroidvania games from Sabotage. Go ahead, sorry.
I'd probably suggest giving it a go though, because I think that
I will.
I know the turn-based thing might turn you off a bit, but it is for a turn-based game. It is really quick.
Yeah, notice that.
So
it's like
it's not like
almost, it seems when you got that
yes,
the boomerang feel.
It's got great animation as well while everything like that's happening. So I think even if you don't like turn-based games, you might enjoy this one because it's just a lot quicker.
Definite. That's a great shout. Yeah, no, it's
of course, but
visually beautiful, isn't it? It's absolutely stunning.
It's a great
Very
game.
nice.
Yeah, great.
I did try this one.
Oh, nice.
I didn't get too far into it, but I enjoyed what I played. I was thinking, I can't remember if was it just the demo or is it Game Pass or is it going to be a full release? It's coming to Game Pass, isn't it?
I think it's coming to Game Pass.
I think it is. Yeah.
I grabbed this trailer actually. I think it's the PlayStation version, so it won't say Game Pass at the end. Obviously, I think it is coming to Game Pass.
I think you're right. Yeah, I tried it. I think I got a certain way through it. I did some battles and stuff, and I thought actually this is pretty cool.
Sorry, it's not the Game Pass version. Sorry, it's the Xbox one. Sorry, I cut you off there, nasty. I'm so sorry. What was wrong with me? Go ahead. You'll be playing it.
No worries.
I'm terrible. Okay. I'm going to check this Game Pass while you do that.
Yeah, no, I was just saying. Yeah, I want to be playing it on Game Pass, so we'll come back to this. I think the issue we've all had that with time and work and stuff outside, and the amount of games that have come across Steam and Xbox and Game Pass, it's kind of crazy. But I think I'll talk briefly about one that Scott's talked about in the chat there. which I didn't actually see until he put a message on Twitter or in our chat. I can't remember which one it was, but it's that marble it up, whatever it was called.
Yeah.
Ultra. Did you guys try this or no?
No, I didn't.
I didn't, unfortunately, but it is right up my alley. This one. So yeah, I'm quite excited about that one.
Is this the game where you have to balance it along the way? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's kind of a throwback to Marble Madness.
Yeah.
Yeah, back in the day. I did try it. I did quite a few levels, and it took me all the way back. I thought, wow, this is literally taking us back to the olden days, like counted
Xbox
with an
Live
abacus,
Arcade.
but yeah,
Yep.
it was one of them. It took you back, that nostalgia, and it's a great game. So yeah, I'll probably end up getting the full thing as well.
Nice.
Indy, what about you, sir, on the on the Xbox demo side? What have you been
Yes.
playing
So for me, what did I check out? So for me, I checked out Worldless, but I'd already checked it out as well. But still, that's my highlight. I would definitely say. I played it at EGX, and yeah, checked it out at home as well. This again is another game which has got turn-based combat, which is kind of strange in a Metroidvania game. It's quite unusual. But yeah, again, like Luke said, sometimes give it a chance, and this one was definitely one where I wanted to give that a chance, and it does almost feel like it's a flowing combat and stuff. It's very well done. And yeah, I think if you're not a fan of turn-based, usually you should give this a chance for sure, especially if you like these sort of platforming games and Metroidvanias in general. But yeah, for me, it just felt really beautiful. Its animations are stunning. There's one where if you lose in battle, which I didn't do, of course. I did really. Yeah, when you lose in battle, like in a turn-based encounter, you get thrown out of the battle and you sort of slide backwards. It just looks so good, the animation, and then you can go back in and take them on again or whatever. And yeah, so just little things like that. It's just nice touches. It's very elegantly done, sort of minimalistic look to it. But yeah, really really cool game. Worldless, coming from No Name Studio, I think, and published by Coatsink. It was on the Thunderful stand, who actually own Coatsink now, I think. Thunderful, which is why they were there.
Right.
So yeah, so it's a pretty cool game, and if I'm 100%, the turn-based doesn't click 100% with me, as it does stop the flow of the exploration and things, but it's superbly done, and I think people, if you haven't tried it before, you probably will get on with it better than you would with other ones if you don't like normal turn-based games. But give it a chance, basically, and if you like turn-based, I think you'll be in heaven with this game, essentially. You're combining the Metroidvania elements, just like I say, super smooth, super lovely. The thing I enjoyed probably the most is just the platforming and stuff, though, which feels really sleek, and yeah, you can sort of like dash upwards and stuff, dash sideways, and all these different kinds of things, and it just feels nice to explore in. Yeah, so that one was in the fest, wasn't it? I'm just double checking myself now.
Yes.
Now I've said all that. I just gone through all that, and I just thought, actually, was it? Because sometimes there's demos on Steam and stuff when they're not in there, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I thought it was. But yeah, it looks cool, and it's not coming out too far away, I don't think. Actually, I think it's a few months away from release, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the interesting thing as well, when you talk about turn-based, just if anyone in the chat hasn't played it, obviously you're seeing it on screen now. When we think turn-based, that might put me off. This is what's going on with turn-based when you do the clash. It's like you do melee attacks and I don't know if they're like spiritual attacks or like whatever. It's not like you line up someone and then pick a thing from a menu like we just saw in Sea of Stars.
Exactly.
It's kind of melee. They get a turn to attack you, and then you get a turn to attack them.
So that's it.
It's not exactly the same as that.
Much more accessible for someone. Yes, well put, actually. Thanks for saying that. Yeah, because if you look at it, you probably wouldn't even think it is turn-based, would you? You know what I mean? It's sort of like as you actually play it. But yeah, like I say, it does, for me, slightly affect the flow of it, because I like to, when you go around in Metroidvania, you're exploring and stuff. But it's really well done, the combat, and it's, like I say, smooth and yeah, it feels good. Feels good to play, and I think it's a really good game. I think hopefully it should do really well.
Okay, I'm going to go on to my next game then. I'm going to ask you a question though about Worldless before I do. And that question is, because I didn't bother looking, I just jumped straight in and was like mashing buttons trying to find out what's going on.
Right.
So the interesting thing I found about that, I got a little bit stuck and I'm like, hold on, what's going on here? And I pressed up and Y or whatever it was, and he formed a platform. And then he jumped on the platform in midair. Does it tell you that in the controls layout anywhere, or do you just find that out yourself?
I think I just worked that one out myself personally. Because there's a little dot in the sky, isn't there? And when you hit it, you press it, and then it'll change into the platform. I don't remember it telling you that, actually, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I think maybe they thought that would be enough of a hint, a little dot. I don't know. Do you think it needs a little prompt on that one?
No, the point I was making there was it was interesting because it's like, obviously, Metroidvania, you're doing discovery in the entire map.
Yeah.
But it felt to me, and it might have been because I was just too dense to look it up, look the controls up and just started mashing buttons. But it felt like you kind of got these visual clues and you were trying things, and then, okay, that's how you do that. That's how that works.
Yeah.
You're kind of working out yourself.
Yeah, so they're kind of stripping away the conventional kind of A button or whatever from it. I think they're trying to keep it as minimalistic as possible, is what I'm guessing.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So it's immersive in that sense. But yeah, I think you probably saw in the trailer at some point, guys, it's in there what Judd is referring to. When you jump, it's a little dot in the air, and then once you reach that dot in the air, you press, is it Y, like you say?
Yes.
Yeah, so then it changes the little platform below to appear. So it's quite cool platforming in it. I really enjoy that part about the game, actually, the most, probably. So yeah. All right, that's cool though. It's good game.
Excellent.
Check it out, guys. How about yourself, Jazz? What did you check out?
Yeah, well, I checked out Worldless, obviously.
Yep.
Just a quick shout out to Time in the chat. How you doing, my
Tim,
friend?
how you doing, buddy?
And I think Stubbs is still arguing about Sega somewhere.
Oh my god!
Stubbs, chill out, my friend. Have a chamomile tea and a Toblerone. Yeah, just chill out, dude.
What a combo, yeah. Amazing.
Yes. So I think I played Worldless, as I said, and I really enjoyed it. But there's one that Meisuko was talking about on Twitter, which has now come to Game Pass Early Access, called The Wandering Village.
Ah, cool.
I don't know if you guys saw this at
I know
all.
the game exactly you mean, yeah.
Yeah. Very interesting concept. You're kind of on... have you got a trailer for this?
Right, it's already out. Yep.
Look at that.
Already
I
done.
started looking at my other tabs, and you're already on top of it, like the superstar you are. Timber, the Wandering Village is awesome. Absolutely. Love a Toblerone. Absolutely, Scott. You mash that in with some banana, you'd be happy days. So yeah, this Wandering Village, very interesting concept. You're on the back of this enormous creature that's wandering around, and of course it's like a world building game, or in this case like a village building game. And you have to do a bunch of stuff, like you have to farm resources, cut down trees for wood, build the settlement. And again, this was one I started playing, and as I was going through the tutorial, I was like, wow, this is actually really, really deep.
Nice.
There's the creature, so you can, I don't know what you would call that.
No, it looks like some
spiny Loch Ness green monster.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Actually, it's already out now by the look of things as well. Did you know that?
Yes, it's early access, I think.
Oh, early access now, is it? Yeah, cool.
Yeah, but it is out the full game.
Yeah.
So I wanted to go and essentially jump into this when I get some time to actually dedicate, because as you can see from this trailer, there's a huge amount to it.
Yeah.
And it looks absolutely fantastic. And what a great concept again, just, I mean, I don't know what happens when you get across that side of the world, but maybe you meet another Godzilla with another village on it that you have to fight. That's not what happens.
Village Inception.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this. As I said, the depth in it was quite surprising for an indie title.
Yeah. Do you quite enjoy these sort of sort of like world builders, sort of strategy kind of style games, or
I don't. And
No?
that's the odd thing. Yeah,
Really?
that's the
Yeah.
odd thing about it. I really don't. I think the concept of this intrigued me at first. Like
Yeah.
wandering around on that thing just is a funny concept.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there's some other games coming to Game Pass, not of the indie variety, but things like City Skylines Builder or whatever.
Oh,
the hell
yep,
that's
yep,
2.
yep.
I've never really been that bothered about those kind of games, but when I saw this, I was like, you know what, that actually looks like it's worth getting into. So I'll
Yeah.
probably get into this one. Yeah.
Nice. That sounds cool. It is quite relaxing, for sure. So, do you know? Is there any significance of the moving dinosaur or whatever it is? Is it just changing in environment and stuff like that, weather conditions and things? You know, or what? Is there any more?
don't
Not
know.
too sure from what you've played of it.
No.
Yeah.
From what I've played of it, I'm not too sure. I
Yeah.
think it's just a nice concept.
Yeah, it's cool, isn't it? Yeah, it's quite unique.
Yeah, it's very unique. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure. It'll be interesting to see how it develops, and because obviously, as you can see here, when you first start, you've like got literally nothing. You have to build some little settlements and harvest things and that, and you think, okay, but then the size of what you can actually build is enormous. So
Yep.
I'm not sure how far it's going to go, but it's got quite a lot of depth by the looks of it.
Nice. Yeah, no, that's a great shout. Yeah, so you've been checking out that. Does Luke have any more that he's checked out? Do we know, or?
No.
No, that's all good.
No, not on the
Fine.
Xbox One.
Cool. No problem at all. What did we talk about a second ago? You talked about Sea of Stars, did you?
Yes.
Yeah. And did you talk about Viewfinder at all? Or?
Not yet.
No,
Not
but
yet.
that's for the Steam thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yep.
we'll talk about that.
Judge has been very firm about that. He's not allowing it.
Absolutely, yes.
Across the streams.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't cross the streams. Separation of concerns, as we say in software development. But yeah, don't cross the streams.
No
So yeah,
worries.
that was fantastic.
Yeah.
I've got another one, Indy. Unless you've got one that you want to talk about
You
next.
go ahead for yours if you like.
Okay, I will talk about briefly on this one a game called Polyfury.
Okay, cool. Unfortunately, I've not got your back
Polyfury.
on this one, I'm afraid, with the visuals. so
No,
you're going to have to be
okay.
extra evocative with your speak.
I'll tell you what, that's going to be hilarious. Because I mean, I can big it up, but trying to explain what it is without an image is going to be nearly impossible. So I first heard of this game because Dazzy Baby was streaming it on Twitch.
Okay. That's that one,
yeah.
is it? Okay, nice.
And I've made some notes, right?
Retro,
And
sort of
literally,
looking at. Yeah.
this is what I've written on my notes.
Okay.
Control with right stick around a circle, waves of enemies. Pathetic. What does that even mean? It doesn't mean anything. So if you're online chat,
Check
go
out-
and
check
do a
out
quick
Dazzy, yeah.
Google on Polyfury.
Yeah, I'll do that as well. Yeah. Check out Dazzy Baby as well. UK
Check out Dazzy
Dazzarus.
Baby stream. Yeah, he's got that. I think he's uploaded it to YouTube as well. But
Yeah, I
the
think so.
developer was in the chat as well. We was having a good chat with him.
Cool.
It's essentially, yeah, you go around trying to, how do you describe it? You've got a circle that you control with your right stick. You fly around this circle, shooting into the middle against these shapes like squares with googly eyes on them. I'm not doing it justice. I think we all know that by now.
Is it a bit
so-
like Geometry Wars kind of vibes, or not so much?
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of, yeah.
I
But
did.
I
saw a screenshot of
pretty
it.
difficult, actually.
Is it?
Yeah, it's pretty difficult. So go check it out. It's still available, I believe, on Steam and Xbox for the demo. Go check it out. It's really good fun, but it's pretty tricky. So I'm
Cool.
just going to leave that there.
That's cool, man. No worries. That's all good. I didn't throw you a bone of visuals on that one, I'm afraid. So I'll let you off.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah,
But
good
yeah,
stuff.
I enjoyed it, and I think it's one developer lives in Sheffield actually.
Nice.
Did
Oh,
Oh,
everything
so
on
Luke's
this,
for it, yeah.
go-
And
go
Jarvis
support
Cocker.
that.
Two good people.
Yeah.
Jarvis
There you go.
Cocker for the win.
Two famous
Jarvis
people from
Cocker.
Sheffield.
He's Pulp. I'm a big fan of Pulp. Didn't think that would come up on today's podcast, but I'm a big fan.
Did warn the chat we were going to wander a little bit. So,
Yeah,
you know,
exactly. The Wandering Village to Pulp.
the wandering podcast. so it's all
Yeah,
good.
exactly. Yeah. Love it. That's good stuff. Cool. Should we just open it up then to any demos, maybe, and then we can keep that flowing, shall we? Or is there any others?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna hand control back to you if you want.
Yeah, that's cool. You smashed it, my friend. I think we should give Judsy a big round of applause for that. No, honestly, mate, you're really, really, really good. I knew you would be. But yeah, we should definitely do some more of that. Doing that good stuff where we have a bit of a go each. It's nice. It gives it a bit of variety and makes me look terrible because you're better than me anyway. Well, I'm game for that. It's all good. Okay, yeah. So I mean, yeah. I'm gonna fire this one to Luke then because I know he played a cool game called Viewfinder. Anything you wanted to talk about that game? You checked it out in the demo form, didn't you? I know it's out now, but yeah. What did you think of Viewfinder?
Yeah. I thought it was terrific. So it is out now, actually. So if people want to buy it, I have not bought it yet, but I will do.
Awesome.
And yeah, it's just a super inventive, really great looking game. I actually only played this on Steam Deck.
Right, cool.
But it ran like completely locked, 60 FPS,
Nice.
native res.
That's good.
And it's essentially a puzzle game where you can place like Polaroid pictures into the environment, and it creates a 3D imprint of whatever the picture is.
Yep.
So, or at least that's how it starts, which in of itself is clever because you can make platforms out of that, and you can manipulate the environment in such a way that you can get to, whatever the objective is. And then it introduces another layer later on where it actually gives you a camera and you can take pictures yourself and then use them for the same purpose.
Yeah.
It's like the way that it's done is just crazy, and I can't imagine how difficult it must have been to actually design a feature like this that doesn't just break the game.
Yeah.
And what I love is kind of some of the stuff that's on screen where you have like, pictures that aren't in keeping with the art style of the world you're in. But you can, and you kind of go into them, and then it creates like this whole different, aesthetic environment. So there's like some cartoon pictures. There was one picture of a Tetris display.
Yep. And they will fall out on it, don't they? The Tetris pieces.
Yeah.
It's clever.
So it's just very clever, very cool game. I don't know about the narrative. There are hints at the narrative or there were in the demo. I think looking at reviews that have come out, the narrative's not a particularly strong point, but then again, it doesn't have to be in a game like this because it's all about puzzling.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's really cool. It's really, really cool. And I would suggest people at least go and play the demo and see if you enjoy it.
Definitely. Yeah, no, it's very cool. This one was WASD, and yeah, very cool, clever ideas going on with it. Yeah, definitely one
for both of you then, guys. If you both played it,
yeah,
because I think when we were talking before, I got the wrong impression about this game, and then I rewatched the trailer or saw a proper trailer, and I was pretty much blown away. My question is to you two: it seems like some of the twisty, turny stuff that you do to take the picture and then build the next like this. That one seems pretty obvious and what have you. But some of them, they seem like out of left field. So the question is, how intuitive is it to actually understand what you need to do next?
Do you want to take that, Luke?
Yeah, I mean, it is intuitive in terms of like the broad objective, right? You know what you've got to do with the puzzle. I think what's really great about it is that, particularly when you get the camera, the way in which you go about solving the puzzle is quite flexible. So you can kind of think of solutions to this that are maybe not what the kind of optimal solution intended. But you can create, a collage of pictures and use them in such a way that you can do what you need to do. The puzzles generally revolve around similar stuff, like getting to a location or getting a certain amount of batteries on a plate on the floor, for example. And there are other ones than that, but those are kind of some of the recurrent ones. So you know, like you always know what you need to do, and then really it's up to you to figure out the best way of doing it or experimenting. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's cool. I don't think it's not, say, The Witness, which is an incredible puzzle
Yeah.
game, but there's only one solution to Witness puzzles, right?
Yep.
It's the solution the designer intended.
Exactly.
With this, there's not. Like, to get there, you can do different things. So it's really cool.
Exactly. That's the beauty of it, really, isn't it? The way it is a bit open like that. And I just realised as well, one of the major reasons you must love it is a cat, isn't it, in their game, isn't
that's
there?
It. Yeah, that's it. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just occurred to me. Yeah. Put a cat in the game, Luke will give you a 10 out of 10.
Okay. It's at least a 9 at that point.
Yeah, exactly. And I think Judd is with you on that as well. I think Judd is a cat lover as well. Brilliant stuff. Shout out to Lady Foxfire joining us in the chat. Great to see you, my friend. Thank you for being here. Saying, I need this game. Love it. Yeah, check it out. Hope you enjoy if you do. And Tears of a Completionist in the house as well. Thank you very much for coming by. Great to see you in. And thank you so much, everyone else who is hanging out as well. You're awesome, guys. We really appreciate you all. Any comments anyone's seen in the chat we want to read out here? There's been quite a few, I think.
I was to stop talking about Sega.
That's always nice. Takes a while for stuff.
Wandering Village. So.
Oh, I saw a question there earlier. Actually, that's it. Thimba, thank you very much for being here as well. Is 11-bit studios considered? Sorry, not AAA. Sorry, indie or AA? Would you say 11-bit studios is considered indie or AA, guys? Or any thoughts on that? 11-bit studios over the ones who did Children of Mortar, I believe. If I'm mistaken.
I'd probably say they're still indie.
Yeah, I would as well.
Yeah.
I know they're the publisher, aren't they? Is that right? I'm right with the people there.
I think so.
I'm just double checking that actually. I think I'm going on about the right people here. Are they actually developer actually?
Well, they certainly did a game Luke's going to talk about shortly. The Invincible.
Is that them? Is it? Brilliant.
I think that's them. Yeah, because I played that demo as well, but Luke will talk about that in a bit. I don't want to steal his thunder.
So I've totally gone off quiet now. Yeah, I think 11-bit are more on the indie side of things, in my opinion, just on a off the cuff thing. But I would look into it more to give a more accurate answer if you would like. But yeah, I would say they are more leaning towards that. But like I say, I can have a quick check on that and look into it to get them more info. I mean, often it's a hard thing to sometimes determine. You know, you have to see how many employees, you know, all that kind of stuff. It is always a vague area to sort of delve into. But yeah, that's my instinct, and I think that's yours as well, is it, Luke?
Yeah.
Cool. Good stuff, guys. Any other questions? Definitely let us know in the chat. Let's do Mr. Domez quickly as he's popped that one. I think he saw that I had that one in there earlier. Is there a point where too many games are being available? Sorry, I read that just out verbatim. Is there a point where too many games are available so the potential audience gets diluted? I mean, I would say just by, that's a natural thing. But I would say the thing is gaming is such a big, you know, industry now. The beautiful thing is we are able to have such a diverse range of games. I mean, that's my initial thought on that. But what do you think about that question from Mr. Domez? Judd's first, maybe? Or
yeah, I would say definitely. But that's why you need to listen to the Indie Gamer podcast. Hey, you get a curated view on some of the cool stuff.
True.
No, it's absolutely true, and I think we've all struggled this week and the past few weeks with the amount of stuff coming out, and I think it's important. I mean, the demo weeks are really good. You know, Steam and ID Xbox and all that doing the demos. It helps, but honestly, I think it's good to get people that you trust a good curated view on some of the stuff that's coming, so you don't miss, because it's easy to miss some of the really cracking games because there is so many of them. And like when we did the 30 games indie in the Steam sale, Dark was one you talked about, and I'd completely forgotten about it. I picked
Right.
it up as we were talking.
Nice.
So
It's a great game.
yes,
and that,
I would say yes.
yeah, I mean, I would say so too. By the way, when you play Dark, it's not a long game, so yeah, it's well worth devoting a little bit of time to, and you'll have a fun time with it, I bet.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good stuff. Yeah, how about you, Luke?
Oh, the answer to that question?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's true. I think especially this year, I think I felt that a lot. Like there's been so much out all the time.
Yep.
That it sometimes you just miss stuff, or you see something and you're like, oh, I really want to check that out, but you don't get a chance to do so because your time is limited and there's so many things trying to grab your attention. And a lot of these games are coming out, and this is on the indie side as well, but also on the AAA side. But a lot of these games are massive. They're massive time sinks. So you do get kind of really split audiences because some people just don't get to check them out. But yeah, as Judd said, I think that's why it's important to listen to to me mainly.
What did you play at the ID Xbox games again, Luke?
I played one that was there. No, don't listen to me. Listen to people that you like, including us, right? If you're interested in indie games, and obviously that's helpful because we'll get to highlight some of them. But we'll miss stuff. Like there's probably some great games out there that we've just not seen. Because there's a lot of good games coming out and being announced, and but yeah, I think I agree with the question.
Yeah, I would definitely say so. Good shout, buddy. Yeah, I mean, the thing I would say as well is, being such an amazing big industry it is now, but it always almost makes it even, or in a way, more awesome for us because everyone has to become even more unique. Their ideas have to be more kind of rich in a sense. They can't just put out something quite, washed out in general. It needs to. We get to enjoy special experiences which are really, unique, inventive, innovative, all that sort of thing, and that makes them stand out in the crowd. And it means they're with a bad thing to say, but quality rises to the top in that sense. So that way we get to enjoy the best games out there. And it's sad for people who maybe don't make as good a game, but at the same time it's a competitive world, but there also is an absolute ton of gamers out there, so it's a big old industry, so a lot of people to consume all of that content as well. So but yeah, like everyone else has said, we keep an eye out on the best games, like a lot of you legends in the chat do. You're great passionate gamers as well, so I'm sure you're keeping your eye out on all these games. But yeah, we make a point of it, especially myself, make a point of following all these smaller games to be able to share them with you guys. So hopefully we'll bring something to your attention. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's about community, and if you don't know something that I haven't seen about, let me know about it. I'd love to check out some games which I haven't played already. But yeah, great question though from Mr. Domez there. Thank you very much. So yeah, where were we? We were heading, you finished on Viewfinder, hadn't you, Luke? So yes. Juds, what would you like to talk about next? I know there's a few games actually you've played on Steam Next Fest and stuff, so anyone you want to kick off with to which one you've talked about?
Yes, we do have one quick question. If we want to quickly do that one from Pyro.
Sounds good.
Has anyone on the panel played Cassette Beasts? If yes, please add your thoughts on the title. And Thimble also says he hopes more videos like the top 30 is coming. So
thank you very much. Appreciate that. That's very kind of you. No, we always love to hear the feedback, so appreciate you saying that. And anyone play Cassette Beasts? I haven't played Cassette Beasts, unfortunately. Maybe
I haven't.
Oh, you haven't? Oh, no, cool. Maybe Scott in the chat to save us. Yes, because I think that's turn-based, sort of maybe the style of game he would enjoy, but not necessarily has played. But Scott, if you're in there, maybe, and if you have played it, let us know. Apologies though, we haven't played it. We are letting you down. So yeah, Jodie Baby, Jodie Baby. You know the one. What's your game, my friend?
Okay. We're moving on to Steam. So my first pick is going to be Laika. I think that's how you say it.
Laika. I think. Yeah, I think you're right there.
Yeah. It's got Age Through Blood, I think is.
That's right, Laika Age Through Blood. Yeah, we have your very gameplay, the gameplay that Juds has created with his own hands.
I captured this. So Yeah, if it looks really bad, it's because I was playing it. But an interesting little factoid for the chat and everybody.
Yeah.
Did you know Laika was the first dog in space in 1957?
Amazing. Oh, that's very good
Moving on.
knowledge. I like that. I know you're a space lover. I see all your tweets about it.
Yeah, very much so.
That's cool,
But
man.
this is, as you can see, nothing to do with space travel. You, it's called a Motorvania, which I thought was pretty cool.
I like that.
In a post-apocalyptic wasteland, and you play a Mother Coyote warrior. Now, all that should be just like, absolutely, why wouldn't you?
Exactly.
Be playing a Mother Coyote. The interesting thing about this game, because at first it looks a little bit like, you know, Trials HD, where you sort of
does a bit,
but it's not that at all. The initial bit, I meant to do this, by the way. I'm just spinning my back wheel. That's what I do on my actual motorbike.
Oh yeah,
so
of course, yeah. Just doing that.
Anyone's confused. That's
for
definitely deliberate.
Yeah, of course. I should probably put on your second video where you get used to it a bit more, maybe.
The hang of it, yeah. This is all unedited footage, chat, by the way. So please don't judge me.
Do you know, I could be really kind and actually have your second one line. I'm going to put your second video on just to save you there.
No worries, dude. And then, but yes, it was the one sent by the USSR, Soviet Union, back in 1957. So yeah, back to this game. So the thing that I guess kind of shocked me, and it probably shouldn't have done given the subtitle is Age Through Blood, is it's not a cutesy little, and now you start to get weapons and stuff. It's not a cutesy little game. You can see the amount of blood that's just lying around on the floor, and now I'm all covered in blood because I've blown someone up.
Definitely got the hang of it a bit more there. That's for sure. This bit now, yeah,
getting the hang of it now. Look at all these spins and stuff. Oh, come on! Look at that. That's how you reload your gun. You do a forward somersault.
Yeah, that's cool.
Matrix. Look at all that blood, and now I'm covered in it. It's not a cutesy game, even though you're playing a little coyote on a motorcycle. But yeah, it's a revenge quest, effectively. And there's one scene which I won't spoil if you play the demo, where you come across someone you're looking for and they're not in good shape. And I was like, oh, wow, this is like proper adult kind of, you know, death, maim, and destruction. But it was absolutely fantastic. I loved it. I love the way the bike handled when you start to get the hang of like doing the tricks to reload and the bullet time mechanic.
Yeah, the slow down mechanic. It's like when you
Look at all that blood I'm covered in.
That is a lot of blood, isn't it?
A lot of blood.
You're a bloodthirsty warrior, aren't you?
Absolutely. This is like Shizno, Aged Through Blood.
I'll put that in the chat quickly.
Yeah, it's a Motorvania, they call it. So as you can see, you have to open up different areas, and there's it's a little bit tricky actually going up the ramps. You have to push up and accelerate. It takes a little bit of getting used to the controls on it, but once you start to master it, it's really, really good. I meant to do that as well, just run into that big block just in case anyone was curious again. So yeah, that's the one I'll open up with, mate.
Thing about this game for me, as just mentioned, is obviously you're a biker, you love your bikes and stuff. I thought this was kind of made for you. I know you like Metroidvanias as well. Maybe not as much as I do, but maybe one day.
No one likes Metroidvania, mate.
But yeah,
it's always
but yeah, it's a cool concept, this game, I think. I haven't tried it. Don't know if the demo's still available. Actually, do you know if this demo's still available by any chance?
I'll boot it up and tell you.
Cool. Yeah, I might still check it out actually, because I was gonna. Again, it's always about time and everything. Is hello, I can see Judzilla's playing Laika. It's popped up on my screen. It's quite nice, by the way. Just a real big sidetrack. Yeah, track thing. They've updated Steam, haven't they? Which is quite nice new sort of look to it. I don't know if you guys have noticed that.
Yeah,
it's pretty nice, isn't it? Yeah. It pops up
still
nicely.
Available.
Oh, cool! I might have to check it out then. But yeah, definitely intrigued about it. I like the obviously the concept of it, and yeah, the thing that will definitely be interesting to find out is how well it controls and all that side of things. And did you think it took a bit to get used to, but when you got used to it, it felt good? Would you say? Would that be accurate? Yeah,
100%. It's quite tricky at first because, like I said, you have to do a stunt to reload.
Yes.
And there's another, I can't remember exactly. There's another thing you have to do as far as bike control. See, I tried to do bullet time there. And
oh, okay, cool. So how do you earn the bullet time in the game? Is it just it recharges or?
No, you have to kill enemies
Okay.
to recharge your bullet time. And then
Okay.
to reload your gun, you have to do somersaults.
Nice.
But yeah, it does take a little bit of getting used to. Once you get used to it, though, it's like one of those sort of games that it just starts to flow after a
Yeah.
little bit of time.
Yeah, I bet.
Look at that. Look
That
at them
was
somersaults.
sexual.
That was beautiful, wasn't it?
We're just
See,
here watching John's
and,
gameplay
uh,
now, basically. Oh, not sure about that
and
death,
then
though, Walker.
Yeah,
No
I
editing.
think I get wasted here about 5 times in a row. So I was
Cool.
messing around.
At least the save point is not too far away.
Yeah, exactly.
Good stuff. So yeah, nice one for bringing that gameplay to the thing as well. As thank you very much for doing that. And there's obviously a good shout on Leica as well. It looks really cool. It's from Thunderful as well, the publisher, isn't it? So,
Yes, I believe so.
so pretty. You know, they don't really put their name to any old stuff, so that should be a pretty cool game. Great pick. Did you want to talk about any more while we're on that, or shall I do one?
Yeah, you can do one, or Luke, or whatever.
Or yeah, so
I desperately
yeah,
wanna
because
hear
we're
Luke.
off of the Xbox now. Sorry, Luke can
Yeah.
get back in on the
I
game.
wonder what he's got to say about the Invincible.
I
'cause
actually really do as well.
liked it.
I really want to hear
So-
that. Let's hear it, Luke.
Well, it looks great, but I haven't.
Oh no!
played it, so I have the demo on Steam
Yeah.
downloaded, so it's there ready to go. But I haven't. Maybe I'll do it after this.
I
You
have
know
to
when he's
admit,
not paying you
um,
for this podcast now, Luke, don't you?
Well,
That's-
no, well, he
I
doesn't
changed
anyway.
there, I was going to pay you a nice manly handshake at EGX, but you're like, I'm not bothered about
Not a big deal,
yeah.
so, I did, however, I did play Leica actually.
Oh, okay, cool.
Just to say, I didn't like it as much as just did.
Right.
There's a lot to like about it. So I really did like the art style a lot, and I love the bike stuff
Yep.
up to a point. The bit I really didn't like, which maybe is a bit you just need to play a lot of to get it or to enjoy it more, was the combat. I thought that was just the combat was very clunky, because you are effectively trying to control your movement on the bike and also aim and use bullet time
Yep.
and reload through, as Judd said, doing somersaults, etc. Like it didn't come together that much for me when I
Yep.
played the demo, but it may do.
Yeah, if you gave it a
over
bit more time. Yeah.
However, I'm not willing to give games that don't click immediately that much time. So I personally, I don't know if I'll go back to it.
Sure.
So
So I was saying earlier, there's so many, we can choose
Yeah.
the ones, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, you have to kind of make some harsh decisions.
Yeah,
sometimes.
exactly. Yeah.
So that is harsh from me, because I don't like that sour people. I think it's definitely a cool game.
Yeah.
But I just didn't really enjoy it as much as maybe other people did.
Yeah, that's fair. I can
yeah.
see what you mean in just by looking in a sense.
Yeah,
I will give it a shot though, but yeah,
definitely give it a shot.
Yeah,
Yep.
definitely. Good stuff. Yeah. Okay. So you said you didn't play the Invincible, and
No.
I'm actually in a similar boat because I did download it as well. I've had it. Actually, I've got less of a even worse sort of situation, because I was actually contacted about this game by the publisher ages ago, about checking out ahead of when they first put the demo out. Not
okay.
massive amount of time ahead of it, but like just for creators to be able to check out before it goes live, and that was about 2 weeks before it did go live, kind of thing. So I've had it there for ages, basically, is what I was saying. And so I've got no excuse. I didn't get round to it. It's regrettable because it looks absolutely stunning. Is this Unreal Engine 5? Is it? Do you know, or was it 4?
I don't know actually. I think it's 4.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong.
Looks absolutely glorious though, and I love the retro futuristic kind of vibe of the actual sort of mechanical devices and stuff. Just the look of it in general is really well realized, very like intentional kind of look to it, if you know what I mean. Which makes me intrigued about it. It's based on a novel actually, isn't it? Do you know about the novel by any chance?
Yes, it is based on it's a Polish novel, isn't it, from memory?
Right. Okay.
Like a science fiction novel by
Okay, cool.
Stanislav Lem. But I know about it, but I've not read it.
Not read it. Cool. No worries. But yeah,
That
I'm
makes
definitely.
sense,
Sorry. Go
actually.
ahead. Sorry. Judsy baby.
No, I was just gonna say I played this demo. It
Oh, you
makes
played it?
sense that yes,
Sweet.
it makes sense that it's based on a novel because the one thing, not the one thing, that's nonsense. One of the things I really enjoyed about it was the atmosphere
Yeah.
and the storytelling through the game because you're basically you're not at the beginning of the game. You're sort of in the middle of the game in the demo, and you wake up and you don't know where you are, sort of thing, and you have to make your way to um through sort of like these Martian landscapes. I don't know if it's Mars or whatever, but and you're contacted by your commander on a radio, and you pick up things, and you're flicking through some of the logs of the crew of this ship that's sort of crashed and smashed up, and no one knows why. And it's like it's telling a story, and you're talking to your commander, and it's really, really atmospheric, which I was surprised at. I thought it tells the story really well.
Yeah.
A little bit slow paced, but
Right.
again, that could just be where you are in the demo.
Yep.
But like you said, a little bit of the sort of retro-y sort of sci-fi, Lost in
Yep.
Space kind of design for some of the robots, which I thought was awesome.
Definitely.
But yeah, I think I'll be picking this one up.
Nice.
Is it out yet, or
No, I don't think it's
No.
quite out yet.
Oh.
No. Yeah. I think it says 2023 though. I think
Yeah, it's this
Right.
year. It's
there's
this
a lot
year.
of games that are saying 2023 at the moment. Though that's
Yeah,
the thing.
still.
Have you noticed that? Yeah.
Yeah.
that's the worry?
So I wonder when that will change for some of those. But yeah, there's some cool stuff still on the way this year. But yeah, the Invincible looks really cool. And if you like story focus, heavy story focus, I think, and you know, like, well, you love space stuff, don't you, Judd? So this probably is
Yeah.
right up your street
That's
in that
probably
sense.
why I liked it. As much
Yeah,
as well.
definitely. And voice acting seems to be done really well. I have checked out the gameplay. And yeah, I think it looks really cool. They were describing it when they sent me the email I mentioned. They were describing it as Firewatch kind of meets, you know, like space exploration kind of thing.
Yeah,
Which
that's the vibes I got from it was
Yep.
very from seeing it. Not
Yep.
playing
Yeah,
it,
yeah,
obviously.
from what you saw, yeah.
But yeah, I'm still looking for a game actually that matches up to what Firewatch did all those years ago.
It's incredible, yeah. Definitely. I know what you mean. The only thing, one of the ones I can only think of is like Edith Finch is pretty good in that
Yeah.
sense,
Don't
isn't
say
it?
Edith Finch,
I've done
Stubbs
it.
are going- That's it now. That's all you're going to get in the chat. Is Stubbs going crazy.
Stubbs
over
is
that.
off now.
He's going to complete his 47th playthrough of Edith Finch.
Still with no achievements. Oh dear, that's good. Fantastic. Yeah, I'm liking what I see with it. Check it out, guys, if you like what you see as well. I think there might be a demo available still on this one actually as well on Steam if you are in that.
I'll tell you.
Oh,
I'll
thank you
boot it
very
up.
much. You got me covered. I like it. And thanks very much for coming by, Pyro. I know you're going to shoot as you say. Just noticed the time. No problem. We appreciate you coming by. Thank you very much for being here. And Paul is saying he wants to do a second playthrough of Planet of Lana, but games keep releasing. Yeah, I know what you mean.
That's
Good,
so true.
good shout. I mean, yeah, I think I'm happy with my one playthrough of that game. I know it sounds like I didn't like it as much, but I liked it a lot. I think there's something with me, right? I've got this thing, right? If loads of people love a game, it puts me off it almost. That's how I am, I think. I don't know if you guys ever have that. It's sort of just.
I have it in TV and films.
Yeah.
Like my brother is
Yeah.
going on about something. It makes me not want to watch it. So I just
exactly.
shut up about that, will you?
Yeah. I mean,
Yes, the Invincible's still available.
Oh, cool. Thank you very much. And just to
Yeah,
clarify, I do adore Planet of Lana, and it was incredible. Just so you know, before you think I'm slagging it off, I would give it probably 9 out of 10, just about. But yeah, I would say that's fair on that one. It's very very special game. One playthrough is enough though, just to clarify for me, with the amount of other games on the way. Okay, so yes, Judd's. Who's else has got any others to mention? Any other stuff you wanted to mention, Judd's, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got one quick one,
Cool.
which I just booted up earlier, called Doomblade. It's
Lovely.
another one I downloaded during when we were talking about all this stuff, and then didn't get time to play it. So
Right.
Doomblade's interesting. You're gonna love it because it is
Yep.
Metroidvania.
So me and Luke have talked about this one before, so we'd love to hear what you
Yeah,
think
yeah.
about it. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, I literally just started it about an hour before we went live, so I got the weapon and started tearing stuff up, but
Nice.
I didn't
Yep.
get too far into it. But I like the aesthetic of it.
Yeah.
Again, the character. Look at the character; it's just like crazy.
Yeah.
Green Girl, she's called apparently.
Right.
But yeah, I got to the bit where you just started battling enemies. Didn't get to any of this stuff with the, the really really cool battles and stuff.
The
but
bosses or anything. Yeah.
no,
Did
But
you
it
play?
looks really cool.
Did you play it with mouse and keyboard, or did you play it with controller?
Controller.
Cool. How did it feel with the controller? Out of interest.
It's all right. It took me a minute to work out. You press a direction and then you attack.
Yeah, because it is very
Um,
much so you can choose any direction attacking. Is that correct? Have I got that on the ball? now?
Yeah.
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 That's why I said about the mouse
Exactly.
and keyboard sort of thing, if you see what I mean. But yeah, tell us about it though. From everything you played, did you enjoy it? What was it all about?
No, from what I played of it, I enjoyed it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna probably play some. When's the demo finish? Oh, it's out actually. Judging by that, it said 31st.
Oh, the
of
games
May,
came
so-
out. The games come out. Yeah.
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 So I'm gonna play some more of the demo to get a good idea. I think, Leica as a Metroidvania or Motorvania is probably going to be first, and I really do want to go and check out Viewfinder. But
Mm.
I'll check this out and then sort of make a decision on it. But it was interesting from what I played
Yeah.
a little bit earlier.
Yeah, it's quite a unique sort of control vibe I think I get from it. I did check out some reviews, and a lot of people are actually really talking quite highly of it actually on the reviews. I didn't end up checking it out in the end because I think it was so much on the release around that time.
Yeah.
I'm just going to have a quick look on Steam and see what it's on at the moment, because I think it was scoring quite well.
Stubbs, don't
yeah.
be going and buying Edith Finch on PS4 just because it's on sale.
Yeah, on every platform. Yeah, it's on very positive on Steam, Doomblade, so that's pretty cool. Good to
Yeah.
see. Only about 100 reviews or so, just below. So yeah, good stuff. Good to see. Like so many Metroidvanias, ridiculous amount of Metroidvanias on the way, which I'm really happy about because I would never. I don't think I would tire really of them because they just a good one, of course. If it's a bad one, it's not going to be great. But
Well, the challenge is because there's so many of them is to make it stand out. And
Exactly.
I think a lot of the newer ones do that really well.
Exactly, that's the beautiful thing about it for sure. It's they're all having to bring their own unique take on the genre, then a unique twist on it. So it only can mean good things for the genre to expand even more and more. So yeah, it's fantastic.
Bad things for your wallet.
Yeah, exactly. Not too good for that side of things, but yeah, there we go. That's it's all good. The good thing about the Metroidvania as well, usually, well, not always, but they're usually quite big games. You get a lot of hours out of them, so quite good value. Although that's not good for finishing as many as possible. But yeah, some of them are shorter, some of them are beefy, like Hollow Knight and stuff. But yeah, it's a great genre. So. Anything else you wanted to go into on the other games you had that you checked out, Juds or Luke or anyone? Anyone else? There's no one else on the show, is there? Actually, I'll tell you one game. That's a game which was in the Steam Next Fest. And I didn't check it out in the Next Fest time, but I did check it out a while back and I did a video of it. So you might know what I mean now. I know you checked it out, Juds, for a very small amount of time. And it's Slope Crashers. So yeah, this game needs a mention because I feel like this game needs to be mentioned more on this channel because it's so cool, solo developed game, and yeah, it feels amazing to play and it's just coming on so well. I played it quite a while back and it was in a very early sort of state, but it still felt awesome. And yeah, it's now got the online multiplayer integrated, which is so good, which it didn't when I first played. And yeah, it's going to be fantastic fun. I think this game, the tricks feel awesome. If you like a bit of SSX mixed with a slight bit of Mario Kart, I suppose you could say, this is going to be up your street. What did you think of it, Judd? Did you play much or?
I didn't play a great deal, but I'll tell you what, I really enjoyed it. I think the one thing that first off made me chuckle was the fact I was playing as a raccoon.
Yeah, right? Definitely.
Which was hilarious. So that's the first thing. So that's already a win in my book.
Definitely.
But secondly, yeah, like you said, it does give you that old SSX
Yeah.
SSX tricky feel with a little bit of craziness.
Yeah.
Doesn't take itself too seriously. It's got a really good feeling the way it actually controls. Interesting that it's got multiplayer stuff in it now that I didn't know. So maybe that
Yep.
might be one for a stream we do.
I would definitely say.
We got to do that.
Sega
what's the car
Superstars.
game?
Yeah.
Get back to
We
it.
do definitely need to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this would be a good one for doing a 4-player or something on as well, or maybe it's even more player than that. I don't know. I think it's 4 though, at least, which will be fun. I think. Yeah, it's very controls really well. I think. I mean, it just feels good to play, and that's got the weapons and stuff like as in Mario Kart and stuff with a missile, whatever you throw out. And all that sort of thing, just fun times, I think. And like I say again, it's being developed by a solo developer. And the other thing about it is quite cool. What they're doing, this developer is doing a lot of the development. They're actually streaming their development on Twitch. I think they're doing it on. So
really?
yeah, you actually watch them develop the game, and it's pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah, it's cool, isn't
Okay,
it?
now I'm more interested.
Oh, really nice. You should check them out then. Yeah.
Interesting.
I'll give you the info for I can't think of their name actually right now.
Solo dev as well. I mean, that's really surprising because it feels so polished and there's a lot to it. As you can see on the screen.
It's Byte Parrot is the name actually of the developer. I think they're a German developer. Can't think of their name. But yeah, if you look up Byte Parrot, they are they are in the Discord in our Discord. So.
Oh, are they?
Yeah. They are a member. I think unless they've left. They were a while ago anyway. But yeah, I'll give you the info if you want to check out their channel. I don't know what it is right now. But yeah, look up Slope Crashers, guys, as I've just popped in the chat. And you'll find them. They are on Twitter as well, under Byte Parrot and the Slope Crashers handle, I think. But yeah, check it out if you like these sorts of games. Highly recommend it. And it's not out yet, of course, like with all the games we're talking about. They are on the way. But yeah, some stuff to look forward to for sure. Is there anything else that you wanted to mention at all? I know Luke has done on those. Anything yourself, Juds, or?
No, I think that will do it.
Cool. Sounds good. Should we have a quick little peek in the chat and see if there's any last comments that we want to have a little look at and read out, or I don't know if you've noticed any at all while we've been going through?
Well, Mr. Thomas played SSX back in the day. Absolutely.
Nice.
That game was absolutely fantastic. I loved it. Me and my brother played that to death as well. So yeah.
Tricky, as he says. Love it. Yeah, no, good stuff. And yeah, so Stubbs has bought Edith Finch, as he says. Fist is my recommendation for Game Pass players. That's from Paul S. Good stuff, buddy. Yeah, no, I'm going to definitely get on that on some point. I think once I maybe finish Ghost Song, I will check that out. If you liked Fist and you want another Metroidvania after that's on Game Pass, like I said earlier, Ghost Song, check that out. Great atmosphere in that game. I don't know if there's any others really. If you see any, let me know.
Stubbs was asking Lucas if he's played Planet of Lana yet.
Stubbs just
Is
trying
that a joke or something? I don't.
I think he's trying to call you out, isn't he?
He's trying to expose me.
He's trying to, just try.
Little bastard.
It's dangerous to do that because if we fight back, Stubbs, you know what happens. You get truly exposed with your pants down, and not in that way.
Definitely in that way. That's exactly what you meant. And we had enough exposure with Scott's banana thing.
Like Stubbs tried to say, I told Stubbs about my Steam library the other day, and he was like, "Oh, I thought you'd have more than that." I made him a little. I made him a specific video to show him I've got loads of games in there just to throw it back in his face. I was like, hang on, son. How many games have you played lately? Cheeky
no, you're in trouble when Indy goes Cockney.
Yeah,
All right, my boy.
Exactly, yeah. Wasn't having any of that, I'm afraid. I haven't been long on Steam, by the way.
I don't know what other games Stubbs plays apart from Gears and Edith Finch.
Cheek of it, isn't it?
I mean, that's genuine. Of course he plays other stuff, but I'd be interested to know the other kind of games he likes. So if you're still here, Stubbs, answer that question.
That's a good one, I think. Yeah, Stubbs, tell us what games. What's your top 10 games? Gears 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Against Judgment.
No,
Yeah.
not judgment. Not judgment.
I really like that. I was surprised the amount of backlash it got. I think it's because I quite like Baird,
Right.
but
Yeah, it was decent. It was all right.
it was all right.
But to answer the question, sorry.
Yeah.
I've played about an hour
Okay, cool, nice.
of Planet of Lana, and it's good. But that's because I've only played an hour. I don't have
Yeah.
much else to say about it.
Yeah, I get. Do you know what? It really annoys me about Planet of Lana, or just in general, but I've noticed it very much on Planet of Lana on Twitter. People posting images of like the last level, the last very part of the game.
Yes.
I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, that's a problem. You know
Yeah.
what? That is a problem on Twitter generally. People are
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I've just completed
I know.
Final Fantasy 16. Here's a fucking screenshot of the
Yeah.
last bit of the
Yeah, exactly.
game."
I know.
And it's becoming. I don't know what. Honestly, I mean, these people must be stupid
I know.
Losers.
or just ignorant, because I
Yeah.
don't know what compels someone to say, "I've completed the game. Here is an image," or sometimes multiple images from the last bit of the game.
Yeah.
And I saw a couple of the Lana ones as well. Like, luckily I didn't see them so much
Right.
that because I saw
Yeah.
the text before I saw the image. I was
Right.
like, right, I'm not paying any attention to
Yep.
that, because
Exactly.
I'm going to get spoiled. Please don't do that. Like,
Yeah.
if you complete the game, say you like, that's fine. Give your thoughts on the game, but don't post like screenshot. I saw someone post a video once.
Oh, really?
You like literally the
The
last
last
2
one.
minutes of
My
I can't remember what it
God.
was. I think it's Cyberpunk,
Right.
actually. Come to think of
Okay.
it. Bonkers.
Yeah, it
Don't
is,
do
isn't
that.
it? Like I
Yeah.
always like it. I always sometimes I did it with Planet of Lana. I posted my thoughts on the game, and I did 4 images. But the 4 images I chose are like from the first sequence of the game, pretty
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
And you can get 4 really good images. I was really like, wow, they look really good, those images. I'm not like I needing to post the last section, which is very spoilerific, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
So
It's weird, isn't it?
yeah, just it's rude, and I don't understand people. I nearly commented on a few of them just to say what you're doing, like, but I just thought, what's the
Yeah.
point, you know?
Stop being a twat.
Yeah, it's just frustrating, like, 'cause, you know, people. I was thinking I'd already beaten it by that point, by the way, and I still had the anger for it. But I was
Yeah.
thinking for other people who hadn't, and it's just annoying because
Yeah.
part of that game is in the story discovery and all that sort of thing. But there we go. a little bit of a rage, a bit of need to get that out sometimes, don't we? One got gamers
Gotta
do.
be done.
Take it
Gotta
out.
be
Yeah, exactly. Feels better for it. But yeah, so maybe we should wind things up, guys. It's been an awesome show. We haven't had Scott, as you know, everyone, but shout out to Scott for being in the chat and still bringing great takes from the chat. And shout out to the legends who have been in the chat as well, the great people who have joined us. Thimba, Mr. Domez, Stubbs Gaming, who else have we had in? Shizno Elite, the legend, and Paul S in the house as well. Great to see you back in, buddy. Rescue Squad Culp, it's Timmy, Pyro, who else did we have? Rescue Squad, I said, I think already. Dragon Wolf in, Foxy, thank you very much. Foxfire, check Lady Foxfire's channel out, guys. Awesome content over there, and always makes me feel relaxed as well. I don't know about you, Juds, when you watch her channel, when her content, it's really relaxing vibe to it, I find.
You know what? That's actually really true.
Yeah.
That's a really good point. You're just like, yeah, let's chill out with Foxy,
Yeah.
watch a video. She does a great job narrating stuff and
Definite.
putting things together. Yeah, absolutely. Go
Yeah.
check her out.
Definitely, good shout. Also, Tears of a Completionist in as well, saying, help me, I'm like, hope you're okay. But yeah, anyone else who joined us today, thank you so much. You guys are awesome. If you haven't already, feel free to check out the last couple of videos we've done. As I say, the last one was the Steam Steam sale pickups, although that video seems to be still getting a few views, which is awesome. Basically 30 recommendations we can now look at it as from Steam as the Steam sale is over. But yeah, there's still 30 recommendations on 30 great games done by myself and the very awesome Judzilla and awesome Scott as well, which was fun. And you get to see a little sneaky outtake moment
Blooper
in the banana section. Next time Luke will be joining us for one of those, I'm sure of it. He won't miss out on the banana antics. But yeah, check out the videos, and like I say, the other one is top 15 indie games that came out of the showcase season. Those ones will be on the end of this video, or on the channel if you wanted to find them. Thank you very much, guys. And yeah, thank you so much to our new regular co-host, returning from previously being a co-host, taking a hiatus and coming back to grace us with an awesome presence that he has. And he's done a great job of doing the topic today. So thank you very much for joining us, Juds. Would you like to shout out where they can find your awesome channel?
Yes, thank you very much. It's been excellent again being with you two, doing this, and the chat have been on fire. I say this a lot, but they have absolutely been on fire. So thank you everybody for getting down and dirty with us, as Indy would say, in private DMs that you didn't request. So
just blame it on. I know it's you, really. Fix it. You got the bananas. Scott's got the bananas. You've corrupted me.
Oh, absolutely.
I love it.
But yeah, links in the description. I did a short recently on the piano pieces out of the Starfield music I did. It took far too long for 60 seconds.
Right. Yeah.
Disgustingly amount of time. I'm not even going to say how long it took. We'll talk offline maybe. It's just too embarrassing. But if you want to know how to play them, you can actually see the little keyboards playing the piano pieces. But yeah, go check the channel out. I've got some more music coming as ever. But yeah, thanks very much everybody. Loved it again.
Yeah, awesome, buddy. Well, it's been fantastic hanging out with you as always. Definitely check out his channel, guys. Have you got over 100 yet subs on the
No, I don't think that's ever going to happen.
This is outrageous behavior.
We're being honest with ourselves.
Everyone in the chat right now, we're making it happen. Right, chat, can you do me a massive favor if you haven't done this already? I'm just going to do a little something quickly. Right, okay. Hopefully we can make it happen right now. You might have already been subbed to my man Judzilla, but he's a legend, as you know. You've been hanging out with him today. Could you press that basically that link in the chat I've just put to his channel and just give him a subscribe? We want to get him over that 100 mark. Let's do this, guys, together. If you could give him a sub now, that would mean a lot to me, and I'm sure it would mean a lot to Juds as well. But absolutely. Yeah, that would be awesome, guys. Thank you. So yeah, and Luke, bro, thank you very much for being part of it as always. Always a pleasure hanging out with you, my friend. Yeah, would you like to shout out where they can find you, bro?
Yeah, thank you. No, it's a pleasure as always. Even if I'm really letting the side down.
No, you're all good. You managed to pull through.
Playing of games at the moment.
No worries.
But yeah, go and find me at LukeSteele90 on Twitter.
Amazing, bro. Fantastic. Definitely do so, guys. Especially if you love awesome pop culture statues. They are pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's about all the good content I've got there.
You must have a really big house. I'm going to guess, because you've got a lot of those statues.
No, it's just a ridiculously cramped room at this point, I'm afraid. Unfortunately.
That's it. It's getting out of hand. It's the obsession, isn't it?
It's getting out of hand. It's getting out of hand.
That's good stuff. But yeah, definitely check out some amazing statues you got going on, and always awesome takes on gaming, of course. So yeah, give him a follow, guys. It's down in the description. Actually, let me drop your link as well, because that's only fair, isn't it? Let me do this. We've got Luke's. There you go. Luke hasn't got a YouTube channel, unfortunately, but he's got a Twitter, so give him a follow on that link in the description. Not description, the chat, guys. That would be amazing. You are legends. Thank you very much, guys. And yeah, let's sign off then. It's been a ton of fun today, checking out some indie games, talking about the Idea Xbox Showcase. Thank you very much for everyone who's joined us. We'll be back. This is a monthly podcast, as you know. I'll be back with some content in the meantime, hoping to line up another video as soon as possible. And yeah, probably some more rundowns will be on the way, kind of top 10s, top 15, whatever what have you, that kind of stuff for upcoming games. Maybe a Metroidvania top 10 might come along one day, something like that. But yeah, hope you like that sort of stuff. But thank you very much, everyone who's hung out for the podcast today. And yeah, we will see you again when the next one is on the cards. Follow on Twitter to know when that will be, and we'll let you know over there. But thanks again for watching, guys, and we will see you on the next one.